Yo, we got a video here today, and we're looking at the power of the P sleeve, the box, the Padusi, and we're hearing it straight from the horse's mouth, no pun intended. Let's get right into it.
Yes, women can get pretty much what they want if they know how to convince people and use their sexuality to get it. And a lot of people say, "Oh, you shouldn't do that. You should." Why not? Why can't you use your assets? Why can't you use what you were given to get what you?
I don't know, maybe you want to be professional in a workplace. You might want to, not put your booty on the table in order to get a promotion. But this is why we're in this conundrum, aren't we? Because we've got the ladies in their dark corners of the web. They're telling them to use your assets to your advantage, get what you can. And then on the flip side, the world is saying, don't do that. Don't objectify women. They're strong, independent. They're very smart and intelligent.
You want. That would be like someone having a degree in astrophysicist and working at Taco Bell. Why can't you use your degree? Why can't you use your talent? Why can't you use the knowledge that you have? You were given that for a reason.
Of course, that hole is now a talent. Why not use it, right? Why not use said hole to your advantage? You may as well. You may as well milk it for what it's worth. Milk it dry.
What if, okay, that's like saying, oh my God, you were born with a talent. You could draw, you could paint, you could sculpt. But instead you choose to be an accountant. And you never draw, and you never create, you never use your art to earn your money, and you're stuck in a miserable job because society says,
I don't mind some of these examples, except you're not using this talent to create life, because that is ultimately what that talent enables you to do. It isn't go and work an 80-hour job. It isn't go and be a CEO. It actually allows you to create the next generation and teach the next generation your morals, your ethics, your values.
you shouldn't be so into art. It's not going to get you anywhere. People will buy art. People love art. You can give art lessons. You can teach art. You can do a lot of stuff like that. So what I'm saying is use what you have to get what you want. That's what it's there for. If you
use what you have to get what you want. All right? That's on the table, whether you like it or not, guys. Not all of them are like that. Blah. They're going to potentially use what they got in order to get exactly what they want, whatever that may be.
weren't supposed to use it, you wouldn't have it. Why do you think male-dominated societies and patriarchal societies make their women cover up? Because they have too much power over the men's mind. And we're very distracting to men. And that's a good thing.
I agree. I do agree. You are distracting to guys. You'll see it within certain experiments. With mice, for example. Things will happen and it'll be all going a certain way. Once you add the ladies, it changes the dynamic now, because you've got certain men. Beta! And just like some of the alphas too, they need to impress the ladies. They need to now show off and do the peacocking that comes with it.
Because that means we hold the key. We hold the key to getting what we want, to creating what we want, to manifesting what we want, to controlling situations to the way we want them to go. I was reading in a book called...
That doesn't sound manipulative at all, right? They would totally gaslight guys into saying they do that, maintain frame, whatnot. But they were saying use all of your assets, any of your punans, use it in order to manipulate the situation.
Think and Grow Rich. I think it's page 177. And it says, most wealthy, rich, creative, and innovative men have a woman that motivated them. Like, their motivation is to please a woman, basically. Most of the richest men in the world, most of the inventors, most of the creative people who made a name for themselves.
I thought it would just be their hard work, drive, and potentially their intelligence. I mean, some of them have like 150, 160 IQ. There's other things around them. Some of them might be impressing the ladies, but bottom line, they have to have the talent and drive and the work ethic to pull it off. Those are few people, believe it or not. As much as everyone wants to aspire to be Elon Musk or whoever is presumed to have all the money, these people are rare. These are outliers for a reason.
Their motivation was women. To please a woman, to impress a woman, to make a woman happy, to please their wife, to make the woman proud, something like that. So Y'all know men's number one motivation, straight men's motivation is a woman. Okay, they're gonna try to get over on you.
You hear that, guys?
Beta male.
That's it. And there's some truth to this, by the way, because for some guys, that is it. You know, they'll say, what are your ways out of this, out of MGTOW? And their examples are pay $50 at a swingers club, pay $300 for an escort, go to a strip club and pay $100, $200 just to get a lap dance. So basically exchange your money for some punani, which they're on board with. They do not mind that type of a deal.
And get what they want for free. But if you're a smart woman, you know how to get what you want. And sometimes you don't even have to do anything. You just, the promise or the hope of it is just enough to get what you need. And
that's why the friend zone used to be a problem in the 80s and 90s before people actually are clued up of, oh, she potentially has 5, 6, 7 orbiters. And the high value guys too, that, you know, the top 10%, they've got a rotation as well, but the ladies love to have some beta bucks deluxe in case it doesn't go well in their 30s. And that's a good backup option if they can pull it off.
it's funny because a lot of men are ruled by their lower natures, and they're too blind to see past it a lot of times. Some can come out of it and see things for what they really are, but they will always go back down to their lower nature once it's stimulated. You know, there's no escaping that, you know. Women,
no escaping that. You can't control your biology, guys. You can't just have any kind of self-control. Not to say you're not going to make mistakes, you're not going to slip up, but just the idea of, oh, well, just give in to your urges, give in to your natural desires. Why not? Drink and be merry too.
they can take it or leave it. They're like, okay, you know, their priorities are in the correct order. Men, as soon as they see, you know, a nude woman or something, or boobs or a butt, their mind is gone. All the blood has gone down south, and from that area you can control. So that's why you see a lot of dominatrix and a lot of women who look super sexy, who have men who basically do whatever they ask them to, because they're not.
Well, some of those guys, they are pathetic. They are actually straight up
Beta.
in a real bad way, that they want to be humiliated. They get off on being sort of dominated. It's sad, actually, quite frankly.
Not thinking. When they're with these gorgeous women with boobs out, butt out, you know, all the people envying the woman they have, that man is thinking with his lower anatomy. And we all know that. It is an added bonus to get a woman who's smart, intelligent, and conscious along with that package. And it's very...
They always project that too. They say that guys, they want a lady that's independent, strong. No, not really. Not if the guy truly has his crap in order, got, you know, the house, the finances. He wants a good mother to his children, if he wants to even have kids. If not, he can just travel and, you know, short term, maybe long term. He doesn't have to really settle down, because if he's not having kids, he may as well just travel the world. He may as well see everything. He may as well tick all the bucket lists.
It's possible. And in fact, a lot of women are conscious. They just don't show their brain and their spirituality to men who are not worthy of it. You know, why would I waste my time explaining my spirituality, my beliefs, my you know, knowledge to someone I don't even plan on seeing the next day? You know, that's not for them. Okay, the real men with the real potential of husband
ain't looking here. The real men, the real potential, the real husband, the high earners ain't looking these ways. And if they are, times must be real tough. Times must be real tough out there.
lifetime partner is going to get my spirituality, is going to get my intelligence. Okay, the other guy I don't want to have nothing to do with is going to get the shallowness. Okay, that is how a lot of these women are. And you'll see a lot of men comment, oh, they look good on the outside, but there's nothing.
I think the generic guy is going to get the shallowness, quite frankly, and they'll throw out the term intelligence, and it's like, back it up with what intelligence are you actually talking about? What's the IQ test?
They're on the inside and they're just shallow. No, they're shallow to you, because they don't want you. They're not wasting their time explaining, you know, their concept of the universe and blah 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 blah. They're going to play dumb with you. A lot of women are smart, believe it or not. A lot of beautiful women are smart because they know how to get what they want. Okay, a lot of beautiful women know they have to play dumb sometimes to get in the door.
I think manipulative is probably the word more suited. They're able to leverage their assets like you've talked about in order to get the things they want. And there's a finite window to that. I don't think you can keep leveraging this into your late 30s, 40s, 50s. I don't know. Maybe we'll see how it works out.
And then they bust out their intelligence, okay? Because we know men have egos, and we know that if you feel smarter than us and if you think you're teaching us something, then we have you eaten out of our hands. You know, we have that control. We can control you with the outward appearance and the playing dumb and the acting.
That's assuming the guy doesn't see through, doesn't have some discernment and knows that you're playing dumb. So you're assuming that you're dealing with just some schlep, with just a guy that he just wants to get laid. That's it. He just wants to get some, whether it's long-term, short-term, it is what it is.
And we can get pretty much what we want and influence you to do pretty much what we want because we know how men think. They think with lower extremities, and they're very, very basic. Like, women are so complex, you don't even know she's coming with a plan, and she's already mapped it out. You don't know. Like, there are conscious women who were the...
Thank you for saying that. Don't even know she's coming with a plan, but she got one mapped out just in case. Got a backup. Already post-divorce, seeing someone, living with them, in fact, planning on getting married. That's just crazy to say that there isn't some stuff happening prior to the actual ending of the relationship.
Head wraps, no make, not a stitch of makeup. Who do the same thing? You would think that they're a good, wholesome woman. They might even wear the head thing. You might think that they're a good, wholesome woman, but once they put it on you and got that control and then threaten to take it away and go give it to somebody else, I'm like, they got you. They got ya. Believe me.
Believe me, they gotcha. What an interesting market that's been created. Now that you can, you don't need to get married anymore. It's just the best gets it. The best get it. And this is the other kicker is if you are actually self-aware of what's going on, you don't have to reward that in the later years. You might think that you're lucky to, I'm like 35, I get to be with this 32-year-old, I might be able to squeeze out a kid or two. Who knows? Who knows how long that lasts for, because 15 years on the CC, it does damage. And a lot of the times, they're not even going to be honest on the damage it did.
I do so many readings where this is the issue. Men come to me trying to get readings, and men always come to me to get readings after the woman has left them for somebody else. And I say, well, are you with someone? And they say they think they're still with this woman in their mind. This is how attached these males get to the power of the P. I said, so are you with it?
What are these readings? Tarot cards? Zodiac signs? Is it like the Cancer Pisces?
Anyone? Yeah, kind of, sort of, yeah. I was like, do they live with you? No, they left, they moved out, and I think they got another man. Okay, then how are they with you? They're not with you anymore, okay? But in a man's mind, they don't try to get their woman back, or they don't try to change or do anything right until she's with somebody else. See, the power of the P. Well,
what that just shows is that the ladies move on a lot quicker than the guys. The guys potentially linger. They feel sad, whereas, she might have monkey branched up. She might have went on the hypergamy and actually hit the jackpot. So she is happy to be moving on.
Power of the P. When the P gets handed over to another man, then they want to act right. Remember, it's that. They don't they think they own it. Once you give it to them a few times, they think it's theirs. But really, it's not. It's yours, and you're using it to control them. So ladies, don't ever forget that.
You're using it to control them. To control them. That's their words. I don't even have to, gaslight or project that point. She is gladly accepting the fact that using the for JJ in order to control them, have all the power. That's fine, though. That's fine when they're in control. When they have the power, that's fine. When you do it, it's a patriarchy. It's like misogyny.
Don't ever forget it. Once they start doing wrong, cut them off. Like if you're in a relationship or a marriage, once they start getting on your nerves and not doing and not complying and getting complacent, cut them off sexually. Don't even sleep in the same bed with them.
Do a guy even have that option? I guess. Cut them off. But it's normally used the other way around. Yeah, that seems great. In a marriage even, cut them off. And this is probably quite normal.
cut them off. Don't even let them cuddle with you. Cut them off. And be like, you know what? You just don't turn me on right now. You know, I can't get in the mood, and I just really need this thing done. I can't think about nothing else until I get this thing done. You know what? I need to go to work. I need to put in some overtime because I really want this purse. Or, oh, you know what? I need to go to my mom's house for the weekend. And she said if I...
So all of those excuses that you will hear, oh, it's late, I got work in the morning, I'm tired, just know that potentially they're just controlling you. Because pre-marriage, when they're trying to get the ring, see, Tom Likas found this out the hard way. He was with someone and he was getting it every night or every time he wanted it. First night, wedding night, honeymoon night. He tries to get some, some hanky-panky, some bumping uglies, knocking the boots. Oh, I'm tired tonight, maybe next time. And that was his awakening. He knew that he's in trouble now. It can be weaponized against you.
If I help her do some work around her house and stuff like that, she would, give me a little something. Take yourself out of the situation and put yourself in another situation where you can get what you want. And deny him sex because he can't give it to you. Why? Because that's how it works. And I know a lot of men are going to be mad, but this is how the world works, y'all. This is how the world works. And I know you're going to say, well...
This is how the world works up until a point that you can just keep on going till the grass is greener, grass is greener. Eventually, though, they're not going to be there. Eventually, they think they have all this abundance because in their prime, they might have hundreds. Literally, or most of the times, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50... And then when they get to their 30s, 40s, they notice that number shrink. Sometimes it gets into the single digits and they realize, uh-oh, I might have made a big mistake.
He's just going to go cheat and da-da-da-da. Well, you know what? Women can cheat too. Ain't no big deal. The thing is, he doesn't, he wants it from you. He can get it from anywhere else. But if you're denying him, he has to chase you. And men like to chase. Men like challenges.
The thing is, in this modern society, it's easier for them to cheat than you. They can get it a lot easier than you can. You might have to put in work and money, whereas they can just go on Bumble, Tinder and just get their back blown out.
And like what they can't have, men will be controlled by the P. And they always have been since the beginning of time, from the story of Adam and Eve. Even if y'all don't believe Adam and Eve, I don't either, but from the story of Adam and Eve, men have always been controlled by a woman.
She doesn't believe it, but she's going to use it as an example because it plays into the narrative that this has been going on for a long time. This isn't new. And people will say, oh, well, people should know it by now. I don't know. People are still making a lot of mistakes out there. But anyway, gents, we're going to leave it right there. As always, thoughts, comments, but low. And hit that like on the way out. It takes 1.5 seconds. And who's not hit that subscribe button? You got to smash it. Smash it right now. Please. And we'll see you on the next one. Peace out.